Welcome back to another episode of the Hooligans Pitch, episode 116. Chad, for the first time in about 2 years, we're both sad on a weekend.
Yeah, not a great weekend.
The Losers Club, what up?
I don't have a bag to put over my face, but I do have a lovely print from a foregone COVID era Arsenal.
Oh, your green sea. Oh, yep.
Show up.
Yep, there he is.
There he is.
For those of you not watching, it is a cartoon man with a full mask over his eyes, nose, and mouth.
Yeah,
it's
kind of the vibe, you know.
I mean, I'm used to it. This is kind of been our year, right? To just ebbs and flows. We soak up the bad and hope for good. You've just been riding on this gravy train of happiness, and it feels like 2025, 2024, 2023 all over again. Well, you're nervous, no?
I mean, this certainly increased the nerves, but I think overall I'm still positive. I'm still full steam ahead. Now, come next weekend against Leeds, that result will really show where I lie on the optimism scale, I guess.
Yeah, I guess the bright spot is that everyone's kind of struggling right now. There's no clear-cut winner, I would say, outside of Man United, which we haven't said in a very long time, right?
Yeah.
I think Mbumo is solving a lot of their goal-scoring problems and is starting to look like, his Brentford self from last year.
I mean, that I think is bound to happen when he gets played in like a normal striking position. Right.
Yeah. When he's not sitting by the touchline all game, i.e. Mo Salah 2025, 2026. Yeah, it's a play to the player's strengths, right?
Yes.
So I was, watching the Arsenal game too, and I get to kind of just pretend I'm a fan for a moment. What's your biggest frustration right now as an Arsenal fan? Because everyone right now that I see on the internet is like pumped that you guys are losing. For me, do I want to win the league? Sure, but I'm so against City winning the league that I don't even care who it is at this point. The internet doesn't feel that way. I think there's a lot more Arsenal hate than City hate, which I don't really understand.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, I feel like I've seen, Arsenal hate whether they're doing well or not. When we were doing well because we were scoring goals from corners, it was, they're just set piece FC. And then, we went on that stretch of only scoring own goals and it's own goal FC. And so win or lose, I think Arsenal has their haters. I don't know why City doesn't necessarily get that hate. I guess maybe it's, they're somewhat recent in their rise to this level, and through financial doping basically. So maybe people see that and don't give them the same respect and hard time because of it. But to answer your question, I mean, I think my biggest frustration is it's just Arsenal beating Arsenal right now. It's United had some great moments, some great goals, but I don't think they necessarily played all that much better than Arsenal did. I think Arsenal just kind of shot themselves in the foot, especially with the first goal they gave United, and then just kind of slow, poor defending on the other goals, and even slow in attack, right? Which I commented on last week against Forest of like, they're going to sit back, so you want to counter, but here United's not exactly going to sit back. Like, they're always going to come out and play, and that should be the game that you want to play, right? You want it to be not open, but a team that'll come up and actually play against you rather than sit back. And I don't know I don't know what happened with the tactics there. If it was Arteta's bad or players bad or what happened, but yeah, it just felt like it was, sloppy from Arsenal the whole game. Errant passes, slow passes, missed tackles, just slow build up on attack and all that. So congratulations to United, but I feel like it was Arsenal beat Arsenal here.
I don't know if you feel the same way, but I don't think Odegaard is playing as his best self, and hasn't really been lately. I get it, he's your captain.
Yeah.
But is it time to kind of let someone else take that position and maybe, cycle him in and out? This feels like maybe not to the same level of degree because it's a totally different player, but kind of like in the Salah realm where Salah was having a bad stretch of games and Slot, wouldn't pull him. I feel like Odegaard's close to that right now where, at least from my viewing, I just think he could be a lot better, and when he could be making passes, he's dribbling a lot more. Not finding the guys on the run and kind of taking the open space when there's plenty of through balls he could be making. That's what I'm seeing. That's my opinion.
I think you're right. He's not been the Odegaard he's been for the past couple of years. He struggled with some injuries early on, and it seemed like he was kind of finally coming back to his old self, and then kind of is floundering a little bit here now, which Holland's also floundering, so I don't know. Norwegian guy just being like, look, we gotta get to the World Cup healthy. I don't know, but yeah, he's certainly missing passes, whether that's by design or just him not being fully up to speed or what, I don't know, but there's been plenty of Gyökeres making a run, and it's not only Odegaard, no one finds him with the pass. So yeah, it's a weird issue of defense for the most part. Up until this game has been pretty rock solid, and attack has just been such a struggle this year. But even then, the team's been getting the wins, and maybe not always in the prettiest way, but, getting it done. So, I don't know. I think, Eze's come in here and there, and he's had some great moments, but also some flat moments. So I think, Arteta maybe doesn't feel that he can just straight swap him for Odegaard. Odegaard also does a really good job of kind of leading and conducting that high press that Arsenal likes to do. So I think that's probably keeping him in the team more than, his creative ability at the moment. But yeah, it's just a weird funk going on, I guess, in the attacking end. And hopefully this was not a show that the funk is transferring to the defensive end now too.
This is first time Arsenal's let 3 in since 2023.
Yeah.
Which must be nice, but I'm curious what that dressing room is like right now, because it seems like when the pressure and the spotlight switches to Arsenal, we've seen it in the past, it crumbles, and we thought this year was going to be different because of the bench and the depth and how hot they started this season, and if they could just carry a little bit more momentum into the final stretch of the year, which we're almost hitting. We're almost in that final third, which is the point that makes or breaks teams, and for Arsenal to not only just be sitting 4 points above City, 4 points above Villa as well. Actually, Villa could come in here and take this away too. It's not just it's not just City here, waiting for a potential slip up. I think Villa's kicking themselves. They lost 2 games in the last month here, because boy, it could have been very different for them. They could easily be sitting at the top of the table. So Arsenal should be thankful, right, that these teams are everyone is again struggling just a little bit, and just enough for them to still be hanging on to that 4-point gap. It just comes back to 1 game at a time, 1 weekend at a time.
Yeah.
and play who's in front of you. Do what you need to do. I think. Again, I think Arsenal are kicking themselves here because they probably should have beat United, despite United playing pretty decent. The Cunha goal, of course, was amazing, and it takes amazing goals to beat a really, really good team, or slot goals. You never one of the two, right? So I don't know. I'm just trying to catch your emotions, like. You staying cool? You mean like, hey, like,
I mean,
a lot of time left. Yeah. You panic. You want to hit that panic button yet?
No. Like, all online is pretty much the doom and gloom of like, season's over, Arteta out, yada yada. Like, I'm not there. It's certainly made it more nerve wracking, but still 4-point lead on, both City and Villa, and just kind of looking at our games to come. Of top 6 teams, we have Man City away and Chelsea at home, and while those will be tough, our record against the rest of the table is pretty good.
True.
So you gotta believe, you gotta hold on to hope a little bit here, and I think there's enough probably anger and disappointment in the squad to like right the course quickly here. Like, the past few games, there's been video of Declan Rice just kind of like being pissed off after games that didn't necessarily end well, or they didn't necessarily play well. We've seen Gabriel in the back. He's always yelling. He's always animated. So, those two, I'm sure there's some less expressive guys in there that are just as angry and upset. And I think there's going to be enough kind of leadership maybe to kind of get everyone to just sit down, focus, and like, forget the rest. We're playing Leeds. Like, just focus on Leeds, right? Because you look at Arsenal in Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, they're playing. It's like a different team. It's like a nice free-flowing kind of vibe. Everyone's playing well, scoring goals, but then comes Premier League, and all of a sudden it's that different pressure, which I understand.
Yeah.
But, you can't let it get to you that much.
It is fascinating to see how, I don't want to call it great, the EPL teams are doing in Champions League, but it just shows, I do believe the quality from the top 2 teams in each league right now, from Serie A, Bundesliga, like, you get your big ones, right? Just go top of the head: Inter, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Like, those are the biggest ones, right? And you're seeing the EPL teams hold their own against those teams, and we just talked about it. 4 out of the 5 teams in the EPL and Champions League are in the top 10. The only one not in the top 10 is Man City. So, like, that's huge, right? That looks really good for the EPL. But also, you got Tottenham sitting 4th place in Champions League, and what are they sitting right now in the EPL table? 13th.
14th.
14th. So it just shows that the EPL is a different beast in a way.
The EPL is the Super League.
Right. I mean, we don't. It's hard to believe that Everton is a super team, but throw them in the Super League, and can Everton beat some teams in Champions League? Absolutely. Who?
Yeah.
Don't know. The top teams in each league, probably not. But it would be. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, this again still have a fair amount of time to go. But back to the Arsenal game, though. During that game, my question mark, this is new, was the quadruple substitution at the 58th minute. And your gripe, I swear, for the longest time has been we gotta find a way to substitute better. Substitute earlier if we need. 4 at the 58 is not what I saw coming.
No, I mean, he did this. Was it against Forest? Maybe, or the game before, where he made a triple substitution pretty early, which by all accounts I think is, when a manager does that, is kind of admission of oh, I got my tactics wrong here. Let's switch it up, and that's what this felt like. I think he maybe went a little too crazy with this one. Like, I understand bringing in Madueke because he likes to dribble at players and kind of create that chaos in the
But that didn't happen
box.
until the 75th.
Yeah, yeah, but like overall subs is just like we're off. I think like that sub coming in and throwing Saka to the left side, nothing really worked with that. Jesus coming off for Gyökeres, I think is fine. He didn't really offer too much. The Odegaard one, like, I would almost have rather had. I think I'd almost rather have seen Eze and Odegaard out there together with, just Declan Rice staying back a little bit more.
Sure.
We needed a goal. You want your creative players out there, people that want to take shots. I think it would have been nice to see that at least for a little bit, and then if it wasn't working, then okay, bring in Marino for Odegaard or whatever. But I think when I said rotation, this was not what I meant.
It's a line change.
Yeah. So I think this is just him saying like, got this one wrong. Let's just readjust and try something different, and it didn't work either.
Yeah, tough one. I didn't see a Man United win.
No.
For the weekend. I mean, even for my pick'ems, which, let's be honest, everyone's pick'ems for the EPL the last couple weeks have been atrocious.
Yeah.
I've been seeing 1 to 2, like an average from everyone. This past week, I had 3, so not bad. But again, I think 3 that I necessarily didn't really think would happen. The Sunderland loss, the Liverpool loss, the Brentford loss, all surprises to me. And then, for Man United to come out and do this was, new manager, 2 wins in a row against City and Arsenal.
I do gotta calm these United fans down because I've been seeing so many posts of United fans saying, well, if we just win the rest of our games, we can win the league now. Like, okay, sure, if everyone else loses every single game, fair, but like there's 19 other teams in this league to worry about. I get it. They haven't had this in a while. They're lining up the wins to get the haircut. The excitement around it. I get it. But like, pump the brakes a little bit.
It won't shock me if Fulham comes out and thumps them. Like, honestly, it really won't.
No, yeah, not at all. I mean, we'll see. I think you've put in 2 good performances against teams that I guess probably should have beaten you by the standards of how the season has gone. But I think you're probably also just seeing players playing a more natural formation and position that they're used to, and it just is working, right? And it'll take time for the other teams to kind of adjust their plans, but I don't think there's a full steam ahead title charge happening here. But I don't know, maybe Carrick knows what he's doing and can get him up there somehow.
I did see pundits saying that Carrick's not a big enough star to be Man United's coach, and I was like, what is that? I was like, the man just got 2 victories against the top 2 teams in the EPL, and you're saying someone better needs to come in? It's like, dude, if you're winning, you ride that, you figure it out. Like,
hell yeah.
I don't remember who said it, but definitely caught me off guard, and I was surprised to hear it. I'm sure it meant nothing. It's all mostly clickbait, but it was just a surprise title to see. I don't know.
I mean, it's silly. Like, after being in such like a long bad period, you might as well just ride it out.
Yeah,
I think keep your feet on the ground a little bit, but like, enjoy the highs.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll jump to my frustration here, Chad, and what in the world is going on with Liverpool once again. I'll start with the pros. We know how to claw our way back into games, which is good.
It's good.
Right?
It's always good, yeah.
We don't know how to listen to our coach appropriately and think we're better than the opposition when down a man. Context there. Joe Gomez went out injured. Liverpool was down a man on the pitch. We had plenty of opportunities to kick the ball out of play, reset. Endo's ready to go on the pitch, and we opted not to. Slot was calling for the ball to go off the pitch. No one was doing it. Oh, what do you know? Bournemouth scores another goal, and they're up 2-0. Was Slot mad? Yes. Was he pissed off, livid, Jurgen Klopp throwing stuff? No. And that for me is a problem. If that was Klopp, could you imagine? He would have lost his mind.
Yeah, I feel like I can see it in my head. Like
he probably would have pulled Virgil. Because Virgil's got to he's the captain. He's got to be making that play. And when your captain's not listening to you, that's a big red flag in the locker room. Virgil, I think, he just had one, I guess, legitimate error in this game. I don't know. I'm going to call it 2 errors if you're going to call the end of it 2. I think he had 2 crucial errors in this game. Word on the street is Liverpool fans saying we need to find a Virgil replacement. We'll pump the brakes there a little bit. Right? The man is still really, really good. I'm sure the motivation here is slightly different from all other years just because of where we are on the table. I think we might be the lowest we've ever been at this point of the season with Virgil on the team. So this game was a bummer. Szoboszlai is the man. He will be our captain someday. I hope he stays for a very long time. I'm worried the Madrids, the Bayerns are going to come knocking with some big, big money. And if Liverpool can't get their shit together, Szoboszlai might say, I got to go.
Yeah.
And you know what? I won't really blame him for it. Again, this is a weird year for us, right? We just won the title last year. People want results right away, and we already got the result last year. So to have one off year and to come back next year, I think if next year is similar to this year, then we can worry, right, about who wants to leave. But that last goal was total slop. I think there were opportunities there for Liverpool to kick it out or do something different. It was a pretty rough way to lose. At that point, I was like, oh, another draw, right? It was at 4 in a row at this point. I was like, whatever. And then the goal came in, and I was like, dude, Bournemouth always does this. They find a way.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It seemed like we were content with the draw, partially. And maybe that's why the lack of focus kind of came out. But, yeah, this team, how many injuries are we at right now? It's a pretty high number. We're not really looking to bring anyone in for our back line, which is like a problem. Scary. No Konate, no Gomez, no Connor Bradley. Do we bring Trent back?
I don't know what their plan is, right? Like, I'm sure at the board level, they've kind of written this season off. Title looks to be out of reach, and you're still in a good spot in Champions League, so like that's still achievable. I don't know about the other competitions, but I'm sure you're in a good spot. So I think you'd want to at least bring in one defender, right, to just help. I know they denied Andy Robertson's move to Tottenham, and thank God, because you have no one else. But I guess you're maybe saving money for just summer, and then you just go again.
Mickey Van de Ven is the one we have our eye on.
I think that would be good. But
I think it would be, but Tottenham wants a pretty penny as well, and they know Liverpool could probably spend it. But again, we went cheap on Guehi, and now we're probably going to overspend on someone who doesn't have the Premier League tenureship, which is not the right move, right? Because it takes guys time to get accustomed to the Premier League. Look at Semenyo, right? Playing on Bournemouth, having a fantastic year, then goes to City. Of course he's going to perform well. Like, tactic-wise, is it different? Sure. But he's still a really, really good player and knows the competition.
Yeah.
When these guys come out from Germany or Spain, it does take him time to get accustomed to our league. I mean, exactly what Szoboszlai went through in his first year. Look at his second year. Look at his third year, right?
Yeah.
It takes time. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough one. I'm glad I'm not alone this weekend. That's my bright spot. Is like, yeah, everyone feel the pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's those last second goals are always hard to take. But I mean, yeah, Bournemouth is one you can't sleep on, unfortunately. And I mean, they've been going through it too, so I'm sure they'll feel pretty good about getting the win. But I don't know. I mean, Liverpool have Newcastle next. I wish Isaac was there to make a little leave a little parting gift for Newcastle, but I think Newcastle's been in just as bad of a run. It should be achievable. They didn't look all that great this past weekend anyway, so
This should be the back on track game. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope we circle it and say, all right, this is the one where we bear down and regroup, refocus.
I need you to, because you got City after that. I need you to take some points off City.
Don't hold your breath, because unless City, has some catastrophic failure in their attack, I guess, which I'm guessing Holland is just relaxing because he has Semenyo there to back him up, and he says, I can play for the World Cup now. I don't need to be this crazy striker that I've been for, the first half of this year. Yeah, man, it's a weird season for a post-title returning champion team with only a couple changes in terms of people leaving the squad, a lot of new players coming in. If Trent wants to come back too, I'm not opposed to it. I'm really not.
I mean, yeah, I think it'd be fine. Is it a weird look to leave and come back, almost immediately? Sure, but like, whatever. You tried something, it didn't work out.
It's the fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me twice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would think if he is going to leave Madrid, he sees that Liverpool still needs like a right back. So,
dude, he just can't go to City.
No, that would be too far. I think, there was already so much turmoil in the fan base with him leaving anyway. If he goes to City after all this,
the joke is he's going to go to City. Pep's going to play him for one game against Liverpool and then not play him for the rest of the year. I'm like, he would. Pep would do that.
Yeah.
Jeez. So, yeah, that's my Liverpool rant. The game was, again, I've been hate watching pretty much all year, and this was just another one of those games. So,
yeah,
you can't really disappoint me when I'm already, like, disappointed. That's kind of how this game felt. I let out one breath and said, all right, like, I'm not going to let this ruin my weekend.
No, yeah.
And carried on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, my Christmas wish list to Santa did not come true.
I know.
Wolves didn't pull through for me.
I know.
So the lost United, it was a rough weekend. But look, Burnley picked up a point against Tottenham. West Ham picked up points against Sunderland. That relegation race might heat up a little bit now.
Yeah, I think dagger for Wolves. I did believe it for a little bit. Now I'm officially kind of off that train. I think Leeds and Forest and West Ham are feeling the pressure.
Mhm.
I think Palace needs to be worried.
They do need to be worried for sure.
Unmotivated Mateta. What are you gonna
There's just
do?
so much. There's so much, like uncertainty in and around that club right now that I think, yeah, Mateta already says he wants out, is unmotivated, but I'm sure plenty of other guys are in that squad of just like, well, what the hell are we doing? Maybe not asking to leave, but just
They're looking at the door.
yeah, you can feel kind of the writing on the wall here.
It's crazy too. As we say, Crystal Palace needs to be worried at 28 points. Tottenham's at 28 points too.
Yeah, they're right there.
And is Tottenham much better than Palace? Weirdly, I would say yes, because of the quality they're at least showing in Champions League. But they still can't get it together in the EPL, and they're going to have a really tough run of games coming up here, starting with City. They're going to go City, Man United, Newcastle, Arsenal, Fulham, and then they play Palace for potentially the 17th, 18th spot. I mean, realistically, would it shock you? Would it shock you if they lost every single one of those games?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
You take 5 losses right there, and you're not moving in the table at all. 2 teams, 8 points behind you is 18th place 20 points? West Ham?
Yeah, West Ham's at 20.
So if I'm West Ham right now, I'm going, there's a chance that we are not going to get relegated this season, which 4 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said that.
And yeah, just kind of looking ahead, West Ham has Chelsea next. Forest has Palace next. Then West Ham has Burnley. Forest has Leeds. Like, it's a lot of... Forest has Wolves after that, too. It's a lot of games right down there at the bottom that are going to shake it up. So if Tottenham wants to ensure some safety here, they really need to get it together, immediately.
There's no way they're getting it together against City. There's no way they're getting against, at least I don't think, against United. Maybe Newcastle. Maybe. Arsenal should show up for their game.
Yeah.
Fulham is really good. They show up. The Palace one, that's got to be the Tottenham game where Palace goes, or where Tottenham goes, we can beat them, especially if, at that point Palace is, they might be playing for their lives too. I don't know. It's just as interesting at the bottom as it is at the top, because no one is safe but the Wolves. I mean, well, reverse that. The Wolves are dead. Everyone else has a fighting chance to get out of where they are.
Safely going
They're
down.
safely going down. Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Tottenham's kind of in the same spot as last year, except now instead of being in a Europa League where you can, pretty clearly see a path to the end, you're in a Champions League where you're playing well, you're getting the points you need in there, but I think your path to the end is much scarier. So you can't rely on that of I won a trophy. Don't fire me.
When we hit knockouts in Champions League, and if Tottenham stays in top 8, amazing work. Yeah. But after the first round of knockouts, we hit second round, teams are going to want to play Tottenham, and they're going to want to play Newcastle.
Yeah.
Everyone else in top 16, I don't really want to mess with. From Borussia Dortmund all the way up to Atalanta, then keep working. Sporting CP might be the one that you're the wild card, but they're a tough team too. The Champions League table is confusing because of how much it directly makes the EPL table like a hypocrite. How do you have a top 4 team in Champions League who are sitting almost in relegation zone in their domestic league? It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's not supposed to happen, but here we are.
Yeah. I just don't know what Tottenham wants to do, though. Are you just going to ride out the season with Frank? Or... like you said, it's a tough stretch. some games in there you probably should win, but may not. I don't know. Is it worth bringing someone in this late or doing the interim manager thing this late? I don't know, but they're on that edge again, just like last season of league is gone away and full focus elsewhere, and then I mean, you got away with that once, but I don't know if you do that again and get away with it.
You know, what was Ainge's final words? Season 3 will be better than season 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you might be right. I think season 3 is going to be a hopefully a nail biter till the end. I would love to see a Tottenham Champions League final while dying and getting relegated. Do you get Champions League promotion if you win it and get relegated? You must.
I would think so.
You must.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that it's ever happened like that in any league, you know? I don't know, but I would think.
Is that a success? Is that a successful season?
Yeah. I think that would probably end the same, you know, with Frank getting fired. Like, sure, you won another trophy for us, a big trophy, but we're not only, you know, out of Premier League, but like we just threw away Premier League to get this. So
if Frank's smart, he quits as soon as he gets that trophy, so Tottenham doesn't have the satisfaction of firing him. Not saying I want that to happen, but it would make it would make fantastic content and just
be crazy,
making everyone's heads explode. Yeah, fun. But you gotta give flowers to West Ham though. 2 wins in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Jared Bowen absolutely carrying this team.
That's it. They're back.
Wow, I mean, well, hang on. Are they back? I mean, the win against Tottenham was like, yeah, okay. The win against Sunderland and putting 3 away is like, that's impressive. Sunderland has been a rock in the back line, and you know, going against my Santa list, Sunderland is doing exactly what I didn't want them to do and just continue to fall on the table. Bummer. But, you know, I think their overall goal is to stay in the Premier League, and it definitely looks like they're going to. There's, you know, plenty of quality there, and most of their squad just came back from AFCON. So I expect at least a little bit of a climb. I do think Xhaka's injured, though, which...
Yeah, he didn't even play. I think he was injured before the game. Which, you know, he's a big piece for sure, but you got to be able to cope without him. Ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a nasty one depending how bad it is. So, yeah, they're going to have to figure it out. But, you know, your end goal is to just stay up. You will do that. I don't know. I mean, they don't have the easiest of schedules coming up, so be some tough times ahead, I think. But they'll just have to weather the storm and grab whatever points they can. I mean, this is still such a great story of being out of Premier League for 8 years or whatever it was, and coming back in and like coming back in hot and looking really good, and you know, getting everyone to focus on you for a little bit instead of just forgetting about you as you just came back up. So I'm sure fans are feeling a weird wave of emotion in this, of like, we were up there in the, you know, top 5, 6, 4, like touching the glory already, and falling back down. So it's probably weird of like, happy to be here, happy to be staying here, but then also like disappointed to be kind of losing steam here.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to get promoted and then stay in it. I mean, how many over the past couple of years feels like everyone's in and out, in and out, in and out. Yeah. So to get one team to stay up would be fantastic. I think Leeds can probably do it too. I think they need to grind. I mean, they're winning games which you don't really expect them to win, and then getting the points out of draws. If they can just keep the losses to a minimum, like they'll probably be okay. I mean, they really had one bad stretch in November. They lost every game in November, and they've only lost one game since.
Okay.
So not too shabby, right?
Yeah.
Can I jump to the championship really quick?
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, Chad, Wrexham is currently in 6th, holding a playoff spot to get possibly promoted in the Premier League.
Oh boy.
We talked about this several months ago, probably before the league started or right as it was going. Like, could they do it? And we were both very much a hard no. Like, they probably will be there for a while. And now to see them sitting 6th, it just shows that money can buy happiness for some teams.
Sure.
And when you're not constantly selling all your players, you can keep climbing in the table. You can keep getting promoted. Yeah. It feels, it doesn't feel like Sunderland in the way that they were in the Premier League for so long and then dropped and then came back like super hot and are sticking around. But it does feel like the same way where Sunderland's goal was to get to Premier League, right? And I wouldn't shock me if Sunderland's fighting for a top 6 spot next year at all. I feel like Wrexham wants to do that same thing. They want to get to Premier League, and then when they get there, they're going to try to stay around and win and go for it.
Oh, yeah.
It bugs me so much when you have these teams just lingering in the Premier League, just to be in the Premier League instead of going for it at times. And I get it. Like, we support huge marketable teams. Mm-hmm. But when you have, like, the Brightons and the Bournemouths, and the Palaces,
I was going to say Palace.
It's like
lead example.
It's exhausting when you're just sitting there mid-table year after year after year and selling your best talent. Mm-hmm. When you're a billionaire owner who probably can afford these players and these signings, it irks me as a fan of the game, not just a fan of my team, that you couldn't just just go for it for 1 year, maybe bring in a big signing and then, give your players some money, like Mateta being the lowest paid player on the starting 11. Yeah. There's a problem with that. There is. So yeah, I hope Wrexham makes it. I hope when they get in the Premier League, they stay in the Premier League and just become an example of billionaire. I don't think Ryan and Rob are billionaires, but they have maybe billionaire marketability, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It shows when you can become marketable what you can bring to the table. And I do believe that some of these mid-table teams need to lean into their branding a bit more.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, up the goals, man. Remember when Brighton was super hot and the seagulls were everywhere? Like, that was fun. It was interesting. And now they're sitting mid-table again, not exciting, like not really doing anything big with their players. It's
yeah. I mean, I think other teams will take notice of what Sunderland did, what Wrexham is doing, what Coventry and I think Birmingham are also like kind of on that same path of really investing to get up to Premier League. So there's a good handful of teams doing it, but I think, it's just these Brightons and Palace and all them, like they know the money of Premier League is crazy, right? So they always just want to just do just enough to stay to keep earning that. But I think at a certain point, like, your cycle will come to an end once you sell off all your good seasoned players, right? And I think Palace is kind of on that edge right now. You lost some big names. I'm sure more are waiting for summer to ask for their leave, and I don't know. I haven't really ever seen Palace recruit all that well. I mean, Mateta was a great pickup. But now you can't even keep him happy. You can't even build with him.
Why did they buy Brendan Johnson?
I don't know.
I liked the signing, but at that point,
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your goal here? Like, why did you just spend 40 million pounds on a player and you don't really, you're not building a team around him,
No.
right? So that was just in hindsight, we're like, okay, cool, good move. Like, you're gonna get a young player, but you then decide to sell your team captain. And then your starting center forward now wants to leave, and you're choosing not to sell him because you're not getting enough money. It's like AC Milan, I hope, gave them the LOL hang up and said, yeah, okay, then we're out. Yeah. Again, like, I don't wish relegation upon any team, but when you make some moves like this that are so questionable year after year after year, like, do you want to be in the Premier League? Like, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would be nice for some of these teams to drop and just have a little bit of a shake-up. Like, credit to Everton. They stayed up and, have improved.
Vastly improved.
That's great. Like, because they were kind of one of those teams for a long time too, right? Of just doing enough to get by and stay up. And maybe, getting down as low as they were was the wake-up call of like, oh, we need to actually invest and try to play football here. But yeah, I think you're like, I don't want to keep harping on Palace, but they're just, I think, the clearest example at the moment of just like, you're doing the same thing every single season. You lost Elise. I get he was injured a lot when he was with you, but go look at him at Bayern, and he's lighting it up over there. He's scoring goals, assisting. That guy was in your team with Eze. You had 2 star players there, and you couldn't even really build with that. And yeah, they were younger, so maybe not full potential, but you saw the potential in them. You saw the teams always kind of keeping an eye on them. So if you have those players, at least try building for a year or 2, right? And if it doesn't work out, okay, you'll still make a good chunk of change on them and do something else.
The catalyst for Palace was the Joachim Anderson deal to Fulham. That was the one I remember when it happened. We were both surprised by that. And did Palace have a lot of quality defenders? I would say yes. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with having 4 to 5 center backs so you can rotate through. And when you have a guy like Anderson who you can literally pair with, I think, any center back, and it'll probably work out A-okay. That was the one that we both went, that's a strange move. Like, I wonder what that'll do to them. And at the time, it didn't seem like much, but then it started to, wither away. Okay, we made that signing. We're like decent. Let's make another one. And then they were like, they were addicted to the 40 million selling that they could do. And then the Elise one came in, and they got all hopped up on that and said, who wants more?
Because I mean, you even look at the Eze, like, Arsenal bought him pretty much at the end of the window.
Yeah.
That was your main creative guy. Like,
he scored the day before he got sold against Chelsea and got you a point.
Like, he was always a good key to your team. And I think I get Arsenal, offered a good deal, and I'm sure Eze's head was turned as quickly as he could when he got word that Arsenal was actually coming in. But I think as Palace, that was one you maybe should have stood your ground on, of like, well, had you come earlier in the summer, sure, maybe we could have done a deal, but here we are, season's already started, we don't have time to bring in a good replacement, and see you later. But no, that's just not the Palace way. Throw some money at them, and they say, all right, sure, see you later. Yeah.
It's not our job.
No, it's not, but
boy, is it frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like the Wolves, they accepted defeat. They sold a lot of their players, and they officially threw in the towel. They know they're due for a reset. West Ham. At least West Ham made signings over the last couple of years of multiple players who did they pan out? No, but at least they went out and tried something. At least they went and got. I mean, on paper, we could argue West Ham is a quality squad.
They're better than 18th with 20 points.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. So, I mean, time will tell. We got 15 games left, right? So, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. I just think Tottenham and Palace have reasons to be very, very worried about their potential doom.
Yeah, I think, looking at where you lie on the table, 14, 15, yeah, you're low, but you still see two or three teams, below you before relegation. But I feel like, that can flip very quickly here if you're not on your A game in this next run of games. Like,
there's only 4 teams in the Premier League, Chad, that haven't gotten a win in the last 3 games. It's Palace, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
Perfect.
It's a nitpick stat, but a good one. A good one. I don't really have any other news outside of that I really need to talk about. Is there anything you want to bring to the table?
No. I think you kind of hit it all. I mean, it's just been one of those weekends where I stayed off of Reddit because it's just doom and gloom there, and it's nothing productive, nothing good. It's
all bots anyway.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it's just one of those weekends where you just, all right, that's the footy for the weekend, and move on.
We go again.
Yep, that's it.
That's all we can do. We'll be here next weekend. All right, well, last game of January. Again, this month has felt long. It's been a long month.
Yeah.
2026 January was a, we all wanted that fresh start to the new year, put 2025 in the past, and I think 2026 made us go, holy crap, this is going to be a wild year. Yeah. And luckily we have football as a distraction, something to, take us out of reality for a little bit, and we can just become fans and talk about the game. So I look forward to doing this with you next weekend, and hopefully we have some victories under our belt where we can both smile and cheer together. But
hopefully,
I'm not banging on nothing. All right, Chad, it's been a pleasure as always. All right, with that, Hooligans Pitch, we're out. Peace.